Hello everyone, let us begin with lesson 1, being polite. The value which we'll learn from this lesson is courtesy or politeness. Courtesy is a polite remark or respectful act. It is polite behavior and the showing of proper manners or is a polite and socially proper act. Being polite is having or showing behavior that is respectful and considerate of other people. Children, you also know that there are many famous people who are known for being kind and polite, like Mother Teresa, Mahatma Gandhi, Lord Rama. Kindness involves being sensitive to the needs of others and being willing to extend a helping hand. Being polite makes one feel peaceful and warm at heart. It adds meaning to one's life. Politeness brings a sense of joy and gratefulness. It motivates him or her to be kind to others in need. There is a value quote given by Mother Teresa. Kind words can be short and easy to speak, but their echoes are truly endless. The famous quote by Mother Teresa tells us that kind words, no matter how short and easy they are, an everlasting impression on the listeners. These words are remembered for a long time. It is also important to be kind in actions. Children, first let us read the conversation between two friends at school. There are two friends, Suresh and Raghav, at school. Suresh and Raghav have a conversation with each other wherein Suresh doesn't return the Raghav's notebook after completing the work. Listen to the conversation carefully. I will read for you. Suresh is saying, "How are you?" Raghav replies, "I am fine." Suresh is saying, "You look worried. Is there any problem? You can share it with me." Raghav, "Actually, I am worried about my exams. There is 1 week left for it, and I think I have not studied anything. Can you return me my science notebook? Have you completed your assignments?" "Yes, sure. I will return your notebook. I have completed assignments. But I am sorry. Today I forgot to bring your notebook. I'll return it to you till tomorrow." Raghav replies, "It's okay. You give my notebook tomorrow. Till then, I will study from my textbook." Suresh says, "Thank you so much for helping me." Raghav replies, "You are welcome." Students, you have observed about the behavior of Suresh and Raghav in the conversation. What have you seen? Can you tell me the time where you felt that the students were impolite to each other? No, no one was impolite here. Can you recall that where you have behaved in a polite manner? Can you recall various situations where you have been impolite? Why were you impolite? What was the reason? Why do you think it is important to be polite? How will you feel if your friends behave rudely with you? So you have to be courteous towards each other. Be polite towards each other. Let us begin to read. Time to start. Can you recall an occasion when you were impolite to someone? How did it make you feel? When we say someone is impolite, what do we mean? Even though you have been told by your parents and teachers that you must always be polite, you may have on some occasions been impolite to someone very close to you. Didn't you? Didn't you afterwards feel very bad about how you had behaved? It must have been very difficult for you to say sorry to the person to whom you had been impolite. Do you think that using polite words such as please or thank you is enough to show your politeness? Politeness also means speaking softly and using the right words to convey your respect and concern to the person you are addressing. The two stories tell us about two boys. One is a gentleman who respects the feelings of the others. The other thinks only of himself and believes that his needs alone are most important. As you read the stories, think about how the people around the two boys feel. Do people like being with the polite boy or with the rude boy? Now further we are going to read two stories. One is about the polite boy and the other is about the rude boy. Let us begin with the first story. Time to read. First story title is A Role Model for Akshay. Akshay spotted a vacant seat inside the bus and sat down comfortably. The bus soon got crowded. An old man with a heavy bag entered the bus and began looking for a seat to sit. Noticing the old man's discomfort, Akshay got up and offering his seat said, "Excuse me, sir, please take this seat." The old man thanked him wholeheartedly and remarked, "Young boy, you are so polite, and that too to a total stranger." One boy named Akshay is traveling by a bus, and an old man with a heavy bag entered the bus looking for the seat. Then Akshay offers his own seat to him, saying, "Excuse me, sir, please take my seat." Then the old man thanks him for giving the seat to a stranger in a polite way. Akshay smiled and addressed the old man. "Sir, permit me to tell you a story of a total stranger. He saved a boy who had been knocked off a cycle and was so badly hurt that he had to be rushed to the hospital for immediate care." "Tell me, son," said the old man. "We have a long distance to travel, so let me hear about the hero, Mr. Polite." Turn the page, children. Akshay is going to tell a story to the old man about a small boy who was knocked by a cycle and was taken to a hospital for the immediate care. Akshay began. A crowd had gathered around the boy soon after he had been knocked down. Each one was busy guessing how the accident could have occurred. in loud voices. None seemed to think that there was a need for an immediate first aid. Breaking the crowd, entered an auto rickshaw driver who was driving by. He stopped, wondering why the crowd had gathered there. He gave quick instructions to those who had just crowded around. Please move away. Allow me some space to carry the boy into my vehicle, he politely requested. He lifted the boy with ease and very gently placed him in the auto. As he drove, he kept checking to see if the boy was comfortable. Now the boy has been knocked down at the road and all the peoples have gathered there. Breaking the crowd, as the boy was knocked down and the crowd had gathered there, an auto rickshaw driver broke the crowd and entered inside the crowd who was driving by. Auto rickshaw driver took the child and entered the auto rickshaw, and he also gave instructions to those who just crowded around. Please move away. Allow them to pass by on the road. He lifted the boy and gently placed the boy into the auto. As he drove, he kept checking to see if the boy was comfortable. He patiently and politely answered as correctly as he could all the questions the authorities asked. He checked the boy's school bag to get the address of the boy's school. He contacted the school principal and explained the situation. He requested the principal to contact the boy's parents. The boy's parents soon reached the hospital. They thanked the auto rickshaw driver over and over again for having saved their son's life and for taking the trouble to bring him to the hospital on time. The auto rickshaw driver patiently and politely answered all the questions to the authorities of the hospital correctly. He also checked the boy's school bag and get the address of the boy's school. He contacted the principal. Then the principal contacted the parents, and the boy's parents soon reached the hospital. They thanked the auto rickshaw driver over and over again for having saved their son's life. In a few days, the boy recovered from the injury. He and his parents located the auto driver and gratefully thanked him for his timely help. They told him how much they admired him for his polite act. From that day, the boy decided to be as polite and helpful as the auto driver. After a few days, the boy had been recovered and his parents had located the auto driver and gratefully thanked him for the help. They admired him for his polite act, and from that day, the injured boy also learned a lesson that he has to be polite and helpful as the auto driver. "That boy is you!" exclaimed the old man. Now, the old man recognized that the boy is Akshay only. The boy that was injured in the accident was Akshay. "Yes," smiled Akshay, "I understand now," said the old man, "and I will pass on your story about the act of kindness and politeness to my grandchildren and their friends, just as you pass on the Ottoman's deed." Now, the old man is also addressing Akshay the kindness and the politeness that he had got from the Ottoman's deed, and pass on this story to his grandchildren. Children, here we had studied good manners like speaking softly with others, behave politely with others, using golden words like thank you, please and sorry, and even kindness. And here we had seen a gentlemanliness. A gentleman is any man of good courteous conduct, a person who is chivalrous. Chivalrous means brave or honorable man. A polite or formal way of referring to man is gentleman. Now answer the following questions. Pick out at least 2 suitable words from the text which bring out what politeness means. The words are please, thank, smile, requested. These are the words which show what politeness means. Now come to the next page, children. The auto driver remained calm throughout the situation. Why do you think that being calm helps you to be polite? A calm person is able to think clearly and act intelligently. If we are not calm in a situation, we can lose our sense of judgment and become rude and impatient. So, the auto driver remained calm throughout the situation. Next question. How did the boy and his parents express their gratitude to the auto driver? How did the boy and his parents express their gratitude to the auto driver? The boy and his parents expressed their gratitude to the auto driver as they located the auto driver and gratefully thanked him by telling him how much they admired him for his polite act. Here we have come to the end of the first story. The further story we will discuss in the next part.